I slept with my sister's fiancé a week before their wedding, and the worst part? I don't even feel guilty about it. But before you judge me, just hear me out. I need to know if I'm the villain here, or if anyone in my shoes would have done the same. Hey, I'm Lily, 27. I'm just an ordinary person, at least I thought I was, until this happened. I've always been the good girl, the one who stayed out of trouble, followed the rules, did everything by the book. My older sister Emma is the golden child. She's 30, successful, beautiful, and has had this picture-perfect life. Or at least, that's what everyone thought. I never thought I'd be the person to break her heart or destroy her happiness, but here I am. And now, I don't know if I've saved myself from a lifetime of regret, or if I'm the worst person in the world. Emma's fiancé, Josh, has been in our lives for 5 years. He's everything you'd want in a partner. Charismatic, kind, and ridiculously good-looking. But here's the thing. I've been in love with him since the day I met him. I never told anyone because, well, what could I do? He was Emma's. And Emma is the kind of person who gets everything she wants without even trying. I kept my feelings buried. I told myself it was just a crush, that it would go away. But it didn't. Every time I saw them together, it felt like a knife twisting in my chest. Still, I never acted on it. I didn't even let Josh know how I felt. Until last week. The night it happened, Emma was out of town for her bachelorette party. I was at their house, helping Josh with some last-minute wedding prep. We started talking about Emma, their relationship, and somehow it got really personal. He admitted he had doubts about the wedding. He said he felt like Emma didn't really see him, like she was more in love with the idea of being married than with him. And then he said something that stopped me cold. Lily, you're the only person who's ever really understood me. I should have walked away right then, but I didn't. I told him I felt the same way, that I'd always felt a connection with him, even if I'd never said it out loud. One thing led to another, and it happened. We spent the night together. Afterward, I expected to feel guilty, disgusted with myself, but I didn't. For the first time, it felt like I was finally living my truth, like I wasn't just standing in Emma's shadow watching her live the life I wanted. But now, I don't know, was I selfish, or was I finally standing up for myself? Every day since, I've been a mess. I haven't told anyone, not even my closest friends. I've been avoiding Emma's calls, making excuses about why I can't see her. Josh says he's going to call off the wedding, but he hasn't done it yet, and I don't know if I can face Emma when it all comes out. I mean, how do you look your sister in the eye and tell her you've destroyed her entire future? But here's the thing. I don't regret being with Josh. That's what scares me the most. I keep replaying that night in my head, and it feels like the only moment in my life where I was truly happy. What does that say about me? Am I a monster? Or was this inevitable? I've been thinking a lot about my relationship with Emma. Growing up, she was always the star. Our parents adored her, teachers praised her, she had boyfriends, friends, a career. Everything came so easily to her. And me? I was always in the background. The sweet little sister who was there to cheer her on but never had anything of her own. So when Josh came along, it felt like the universe was playing some cruel joke. Here was this amazing guy who for the first time made me feel seen. But he was Emma's. Of course he was Emma's. It was just one more thing she had that I couldn't. But then last week he chose me. And now I don't know if I should feel grateful or ashamed. Emma's coming back tomorrow, and Josh says he'll tell her the truth before she finds out some other way. I don't know what's going to happen next. Part of me wants to run away, to leave and never face the fallout. But another part of me wants to fight for this, for Josh, for the chance to finally have something that's mine. I know people are going to hate me for this, maybe I deserve it, but I need to know, am I wrong for wanting to be happy? For once in my life, am I allowed to put myself first, or am I just the villain in everyone's story, including my own? So that's where I am, a week away from my sister's wedding, knowing I've destroyed it. I don't know if Josh and I will make it, or if I've ruined everything for nothing. But I do know this. I can't keep pretending to be someone I'm not. And if that makes me the bad guy, then so be it. What would you do if you were me? Would you risk everything for love, even if it meant breaking someone else's heart? Or should I have stayed silent and let my sister have her perfect life? I need to know, am I the only one who feels this torn? Update 1. Wow, I didn't expect this much attention, and honestly, reading the comments has been a lot. Some of you think I'm pure evil, and others say I did the right thing by being honest with myself. I don't know which side I'm leaning toward anymore. There were a couple of comments that really stuck with me. Someone said, "You didn't steal him, he was already looking for an out." And another person called me a selfish, jealous brat who ruined her sister's life for a man. I mean, ouch, but maybe they're right? I don't know. I've been spiraling trying to figure it out. Some of you asked more about Emma and Josh's relationship, and yeah, it wasn't perfect. They had their issues, but nothing I thought was a deal breaker until Josh opened up to me that night. He told me Emma could be cold sometimes, that she didn't always listen to him or make him feel appreciated. And he said she'd been so focused on the wedding that he felt like he was just a prop in her big day. I don't know if that justifies what happened between us, but it does make me wonder if they were ever really right for each other. But here's the thing. I also know Emma isn't the villain here. She's ambitious and driven and, yeah, maybe a little controlling, but that's who she's always been. She deserves someone who loves her for her, the way I wish someone had loved me. So, here's the big update. And it was bad. Really bad. I wasn't there when it happened. He insisted on doing it alone, but the fallout has been brutal. Emma called me afterwards, screaming, crying, asking me how I could do this to her. She said I was jealous of her my whole life and that this just proves I'll never be as good as her. She told me I've ruined her trust, not just in me but in everyone. I didn't even know what to say. What can you say to that? She's not wrong. I did ruin everything, and I can't take it back. Emma canceled the wedding. She's staying with our parents right now, and they've made it very clear they're on her side. My mom told me she doesn't even recognize me anymore, and my dad, he hasn't said a word to me. It's like I've been erased from the family. Josh and we're still talking, but it's tense. He says he loves me, but he's also dealing with a lot of guilt. And honestly, I'm starting to wonder if we're just two people who made a huge mistake and now have to live with it. He's not the perfect guy I built him up to be, and I'm not sure if I'm the person he thought I was, either. One comment really hit me. You destroyed one relationship to start another that might not even last. Was it worth it? I've been asking myself the same thing over and over. What if this doesn't work out? What if I've thrown away my family, my sister, and everything I had for something that was never real? Another comment said, you did Emma a favor. Better now than after they were married. And maybe that's true, but it doesn't feel like a favor. It feels like I ripped her world apart for my own selfish reasons. And then there are the people saying Josh is the real villain here, that he's the one who cheated, who should have been honest with Emma before things got this far. They're not wrong, but it doesn't absolve me either. I haven't spoken to Emma since that phone call. She blocked me on everything. My parents are distant, and I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon. Josh wants us to move forward, to start fresh, but I can't shake the feeling that this whole thing is built on lies and pain. I keep asking myself, was this worth it? I thought I was chasing happiness, but all I feel is lost, and I know a lot of you think I deserve that. Maybe I do, but part of me still hopes that someday, somehow, I can make this right. I just don't know how. So, that's where I'm at. A total mess. No family, no sister, and a relationship that might already be doomed. But maybe this is the price I have to pay for trying to go after what I wanted. Or maybe it's karma. I don't know if there will be more updates. Right now, I'm just trying to get through each day without completely falling apart. But if you have more thoughts, I'll read them, even the harsh ones. Maybe they'll help me figure out where to go from here. Update 2. I wasn't planning to update, but something happened and I need to get it off my chest. I ran into Emma today. Not on purpose. I would never. It was at a coffee shop near my apartment, one she and I used to go to all the time. I guess I didn't think she'd be there since she's staying with our parents now, but there she was, sitting by the window with a friend. She saw me before I could leave, and the look she gave me, I don't think I'll ever forget it. It wasn't just anger, it was betrayal, like I'd taken something fundamental from her that she'll never get back. She didn't say anything, but her friend did. loudly. She said, "Wow, the audacity to show your face here." I just turned around and left. I didn't even get my coffee. I spent the whole walk home shaking. I kept thinking, should I have said something, apologized, but would it even matter? At this point, I don't know if there's anything I can say that would make a difference. When I told Josh about it, he got defensive. He said, "Why are you letting her make you feel this way? She's not innocent in all this." You know? That hit me hard. I get that he's trying to support me, but Emma is innocent in this. She didn't ask for any of this to happen. She didn't betray anyone, and the fact that he can't seem to see that is making me question things even more. Am I crazy for still caring about how Emma feels? Is it wrong to wish I could fix things with her, even if it means losing Josh? I've been reading more comments, and they're as divided as ever. One that really got to me said, "You'll never be happy with Josh. Your relationship started in betrayal, and it will end the same way." I've been thinking about that non-stop. What if this is all doomed from the start? What if I've destroyed my sister's life and my own for nothing? Another person said, "You owe Emma more than an apology. You owe her the truth about why you did what you did." But the truth is, I don't know if there's a simple answer. I wish I could tell her it was just a mistake, a moment of weakness, but it wasn't. I wanted Josh. I wanted to feel like I mattered to someone. And now I'm left wondering if that makes me a monster or just human. Update 3. I never thought I'd be writing this, but things with Josh are not great. We had a fight last night, a big one. It started when I brought up Emma again. I told him I felt like we weren't being fair to her, that maybe we rushed into something we weren't ready for. He got angry and said, "Why do you care so much about her feelings? She never cared about yours." That hurt a lot, because it's not true. Emma and I had our issues, but she loved me in her own way. And now I feel like Josh is trying to rewrite history to make himself feel better. The fight ended with him storming out, and I spent the night alone wondering if this is the beginning of the end. Maybe we were never supposed to be together. Maybe this whole thing was just two broken people clinging to each other in the worst possible way. This morning, something happened I didn't expect. Emma texted me. It wasn't a long message, just, "We need to talk." My heart dropped when I saw it. I don't know what she wants to say, but part of me feels like I owe it to her to hear her out. Josh thinks it's a bad idea. He said she just wants to make you feel guilty. Don't let her manipulate you. But it's not manipulation, it's her right to say whatever she needs to say. I took her life apart, piece by piece, and the least I can do is listen. I haven't responded yet. I'm scared of what she'll say, but I'm also scared of what it'll do to me. What if she tells me I've ruined her forever? What if she says she never wants to see me again? I don't think I can handle that, but maybe I deserve it. I've been thinking a lot about some of the advice you all have given. One person said, "This isn't just about Emma or Josh. You need to figure out who you are and what you want outside of them." That hit me hard, because I've spent so much of my life defining myself by my relationship to other people. First Emma, then Josh. Maybe that's why I ended up here, because I don't know who I am on my own. Another person said, "The fact that you're questioning everything means you're not as selfish as you think. But questioning isn't enough, you need to take action." And they're right. I've been stuck in this cycle of guilt and doubt, but I haven't done anything to fix it. Maybe meeting with Emma is the first step, or maybe it's the final nail in the coffin. I met Emma today. We didn't go to a coffee shop or anything. We met at her friend's house where she's been staying. She looked different. Not in a bad way, but not like herself either. There was this hardness to her I'd never seen before, like she was holding herself together with sheer force of will. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She just asked me one question. Why? I didn't have a good answer. I told her the truth, that I was in love with Josh, that I'd been in love with him for years, and that I couldn't keep pretending I wasn't. She just stared at me for a long time and then said, "You didn't just take Josh from me. You took my sister. I don't think I'll ever forgive you for that." And that was it. She got up and left the room. I stayed there for a while, waiting for her to come back, but she didn't. Her friend eventually told me it was time to go. I don't know if I'll ever see Emma again. Part of me thinks that was the last time we'll ever speak, And as much as I want to believe we can fix this someday, I think I have to accept that I've lost her for good. Josh came over tonight and asked me what I wanted to do, if I wanted to stay with him or if I needed space. And for the first time, I didn't have an answer. I told him I need time to figure things out, then like to figure me out. He said he'd wait, but I don't know if that's fair to him or to me. Maybe this is the end of the story, or maybe it's just the beginning of something new. I don't know, but I do know that I can't keep running from the mess I've made. I have to face it, whatever that means. Thank you to everyone who's commented, even the ones who've been harsh. You've made me see things I couldn't before, and I'll always be grateful for that. Maybe I'll update again someday, but for now, I think I just need to sit with everything and figure out what's next.